Welcome you guys. So this is kind of a weird board. All right, let's get into it. This is a chocolate Kenny Anderson. It's labeled as an 8.25, but it's pretty weird in that, first off, it's not actually 8.25. This is one of the first shapes that's like actually a little bit inaccurate, whereas the other Crail Tap decks that I've tried have been like bang on. So this one actually measures 8 3/16 over the trucks right here. So that's just under 8 1/4. And then down at the back, believe it or not, it actually goes all the way down to 8. So it tapers 3/16 of an inch over the middle of the board. The nose is, I believe, 7 inches roughly, and the tail is 1/8 shorter, so like 6.875. So a very small difference in length. However, because it tapers, it's quite obviously the tail. And also, there is about like 3 to almost 3 1/4 fingers of flat right here at the tail. So you can see from where it kicks up and from where it kicks up here, it's noticeably different. Like this looks shorter, even though the actual measurement from the bolts to the tip is almost the same. So this side has like maybe 3 fingers of flat. So we definitely have like, you know, almost a 1/4 inch more on this side. So that's gonna give it a really light feeling pop. And then also, it is almost 32 inches long. So it's 31 7/8 long. So just shy of 32, but it has a 14-inch wheelbase, which is quite short for a deck of that length. So this is gonna have a pretty light feeling pop. I'm really interested to try it out and see, you know, if I notice that tapered shape. Like just looking at it, I can barely tell. And it really doesn't bug me. Like I've skated tapered shapes before, and who knows, maybe there's some tricks it's really good for. But anyways, I've got this with some 53mm Bones Easy Streets that I'm trying out, and I've got the new Ventures, the Venture High 5.6s. So pretty excited to try this setup out and let you guys know how it goes. That skating was from my first 2 weeks on this deck, and I did it all on Venture Highs. So the 8.25 ones, the new 5.6s. And I would say that was the ideal pop and balance point for getting the most out of this deck. However, 2 weeks into it, I decided to try indies on it, and it majorly changed the feel. Because we've got that tight 14-inch wheelbase. We've got that huge, like over 3 inches of flat there and there. And so it looks really weird, right? When I look at it with indies, because it shrinks it in, I can see that there's like my nose, this huge flat space, and then all of a sudden, there's my truck. There it is, somewhere in the middle of my board. As a result, it majorly changed the feel. This now has that super soft, super light feel. Some people are gonna hate the way this deck feels on indies. I would say probably the most like consumer friendly, like the most broad appeal would probably be some Thunder 148s. So 8.25 Thunders and the standard ones, not the light ones. I tried light Thunder 148s on this. It was too low, too light. I just didn't like it. So these are standard Indy 144s on here. Anyways, the next thing that this is awesome for once you get the indies on it is manuals. Nice, smooth manuals. To the point that I even started trying this switch flip manual. I was really working for it, but I decided to be really efficient with my time and have a sweet impact session at the same time. actually had so much fun on that sweet, sweet impact session that I decided to do a little one up, one down session. So after that funness, I decided to test so is this too flat? Is it too sort of anemic, wimpy feeling with the indies? So the way you can tell is by trying to skate a tall ledge, especially tall ledge backside tricks. So if you can still do backside tricks on your board on a tall ledge, then it's not too light. When the pop feel is too light on backside tricks, your board just it'll hit the ledge and not come up with you. Okay, last but not least, let's get into durability, the old Crail Tap durability. So at 2 weeks, it's actually still feeling really good. Somewhere about the 1 week mark, it started making the old familiar creaking sounds that the old Crail Tap used to do when they let go. However, it did it for about 1 day, and it did settle in a bit, but it's still feeling nice and snappy and poppy. Oh, and the last thing I never got into, you want to know why? Because I completely forgot the weird tapered shape. The fact that it tapers 3/16 of an inch. So I totally didn't notice it. It felt big enough to still skate transition on at the front, and I wasn't looking at the back to know that I was on an 8-inch board back here. And I didn't find that it hurt any tricks. It skated just like any other board. So if you get a board with a tapered shape and you're freaking out, well, as I always say, don't be a baby. Anyways, you guys, that really is it. That's all I have to say. It's been a fun deck. I'm glad they finally, started making better boards again, because I personally enjoy the shapes. If you're a board breaker, you still might want to look into something better like some of the new carbon fiber decks. But if you loved the shapes and you miss skating them on decent wood, well, it's definitely better, guys. Anyways, we already talked about that in another video, and now I'm just still talking here. There's genuinely nothing more to say. So, guys, go skate. Now is the time for you to incrementally improve over the years by doing little bits of things today. Whatever that is. Whether you're just making pickles, or you're riding your skateboard, you can get better at it. And you know what? I've got to go make pickles today. I've done my skating, and now it's time to make pickles. Because it's the summer. And in the summer, you make pickles. Okay. Bye. Guys, what am I making?
Pickles! Pickles!
Who makes the best pickles?
You! Gosh.
12 jars, you guys. They'll be ready in about a month, and they'll probably last us from September to October. But the good news is, that's when sauerkraut season starts. And in the summer, you make pickles.